Ever notice how we never seem to get as many weeks of vacation as we feel we need? So when you do take those precious days, it had better be for something special, right? If you've ever arrived at a hotel room that was not exactly clean or an attraction that's long since closed, then this one's for you. The folks at Lonely Planet can help you avoid a travel nightmare and snag that dream vacation. And they're taking us along for the ride. Here's ABC's David Wright.
One of the great travel writers, Paul Theroux, once said, "Travel is glamorous, only in retrospect."
¿Cuántos años lleva un bote así?
Carolyn McCarthy might well agree. She's a professional road warrior, an undercover writer for the Lonely Planet Guide.
People really romanticize travel writing. They think you're sipping cocktails on the beach, when in fact you're sweating it out, you're taking buses, you're guessing where you are and getting lost, you're seeing 20 different hotels a day. Now you get my experience. They always show me things on the highest floor. It's not what people think it is.
Still, it's easy to see why people might envy her job. We followed along as she researched the Lonely Planet's Panama guidebook.
Do you know how many rooms there are?
369.
Her 18th adventure for the Lonely Planet.
Ustedes cocina.
Indiana Jones, hot on the trail of the perfect summer holiday.
So $25 a buffet.
For someone else.
So I'm just making sure that I got some of the details that I saw, but I didn't have time to write down.
For 40 years, Lonely Planet guidebooks have made even the most remote destinations a bit less lonely for travelers, discovering hidden gems abroad and at home.
You guys have picked San Francisco as the best city in America?
The best city for travel, yeah.
That's Allison Bing, another Lonely Planet writer, updating the San Francisco guidebook.
We've never met, but I've written about your place in our guidebook for Lonely Planet.
Oh, thank you.
She showed us where to find the most exotic tea in Chinatown.
As you draw air through, you pick up the finish in the back of your mouth.
And the best salami in North Beach.
Oh, good.
So I cover Italy for Lonely Planet. I know a good salami.
In one day, the best of both worlds.
Italian style, American portions.
Gotta love that.
You have a pretty good job.
The best, really.
Of course, every job has its downside.
Having very little personal time can be a challenge. I also feel like my job is a privilege and I get to see things that nobody gets to see.
Carolyn spends 70% of her life on the road.
For me, I love doing it, so it's really addictive and it's hard to give it up.
It takes time to vet every entry firsthand. The Lonely Planet claims to be the only travel guide series still to do that. So what's the downside of the job?
You don't get any sick days. And that can be a problem when you have 20 budget hotels to cover the day after you've been up all night with food poisoning. And that did happen to me, and it was in the Sahara.
Plenty of travelers are no longer inclined to lug a big, expensive book in their carry-on, relying instead on free crowdsourced data available from places like Google, Yelp, and Travelocity. If I were to go to a destination with my iPad, wouldn't I have all the information at my fingertips?
Would you have expert information available that you could be confident in? You know, I think that's why our guides in particular to places that are a little off the beaten track are so valuable, because we triple check our facts.
Each of those spots on the map is a hotel. Carolyn has to visit them all.
It's the only hostel in Panama City with a pool, and people really like it, so I wanted to check it out. Could be a little bit cleaner.
She also checks out the 5-star Trump Tower.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Very nice. So is this tempered glass?
Yeah.
Okay. So soundproof, that's good. Our reader used to be backpackers, but those readers grew up. So now they have more discretionary income. Maybe they don't want to sleep in a dorm bed anymore. They want more creature comforts. Maybe some of them can afford the luxury hotels. So we research for a wide variety of people in the book.
No matter how many stars the hotel has, the drill is pretty much the same.
I look at the beds, I look at, these seems to be at least nice mattresses, and then how many beds there are in a room, if there's air. ¿Hay aire acondicionado aquí? Sí. What kind of linens do you use?
Inspecting beds and bathrooms.
I'm looking to see if there's hot water. I'm looking to see, obviously people have been using this all morning. Oh wow, that's cool. Actually, there are a couple hairs.
Only a few seconds to stop and admire the view.
Hi.
Then it's on to confirming price points.
So I saw a deluxe room that's $159 plus tax.
Quería saber las tarifas.
And documenting every last detail.
Who knew? Trump Tower pet friendly.
Buenas. Para Antón, ¿cuánto es?
After seeing so many different types of lodgings year after year, I can clock it. I can walk into a place and in 10 minutes I get the vibe.
Just as important as a place to stay is a good place to eat. Among Allison's top 5 in San Francisco, this hole-in-the-wall Korean spot.
I'm converted to beef tongue by you guys. Let's definitely get that. What really matters to me as a Lonely Planet writer is that people don't waste their time and their money and their vacation on a bad meal or a bad place to stay or a bad experience that they could have avoided otherwise.
Dining out is definitely a big perk of the job.
We're at the fish market. I'm psyched for some ceviche.
But there's a catch. Carolyn doesn't just eat for herself. She has to eat multiple meals for her readers.
This is great. I've just tried 2 ceviches. They were good. I don't need to make myself sick. I just need to get an idea that there's a general level of quality, and it was good.
And the ceviche is just the appetizer. Meals almost always involve restaurant hopping. There's no sitting still.
I just ordered a chorizo. It's all about street food tonight.
Ultimately, it's all about finding good value and hidden gems.
This is why people think you have a boondoggle job.
A Korean acupressure massage in an out-of-the-way neighborhood.
The parts of my job that are not so glamorous, like fact-checking bus schedules in person or checking out
How clean the toilets are.
exactly. In hotel rooms, you really have to look behind the toilet to know.
This is the payoff.
Or the most exotic ice cream in San Francisco.
That's the
Our
signature.
most popular is the secret breakfast. It's bourbon and cornflakes.
Peking duck ice cream?
Peking duck
that would
flavor.
be exotic.
They did have foie gras ice cream, but it's off the menu in
It's
California.
illegal now. So between the Korean acupressure massage and the exotic ice cream, I think you've got a pretty enviable gig.
Yeah, not bad. And of course I have to come back and try with every new edition, right?
Absolutely.
Some experiences don't end up in the book.
This is beautiful. I can't believe I'm paddling the Panama Canal.
Carolyn paddled off to meet an indigenous tribe, hoping for an exotic new recommendation.
This is a Kuna family home, and it's really unusual to see this on camera because usually they don't allow filming.
Alas, it ended up not being a side trip she'd recommend.
A day like today for me is a little bit frustrating because I want people to have new discoveries and I want to show people new things and I want to take advantage of going off the beaten track, but I don't think this is going to make it into the book because I don't think they're ready for tourism.
In the end, their journey is meant to be a jumping off point for the rest of us. Even with its headaches, not a bad job at all. Does it pay well?
It's all right. Yeah, it adds up.
Where can I apply?
The website, the same way I did.
Okay, all right. I'm David Wright for Nightline in San Francisco.